On here, Bob.
Well, hello there.
Sorry for giving you all the trouble.
Not a problem.
I'm still trying to figure out times here. It doesn't make sense to me.
We're on California time.
That's what I understand. You're now same as Pacific time.
Right.
From your perspective, yes, we're on California time.
Well, because
Actually, we're on
I've traveled through
Mountain Time.
Arizona and New Mexico several times and during the summer, and I didn't remember ever changing time except for when we were going through the Navajo areas, you know.
Well, New Mexico does the spring ahead and fall back stuff.
They do, yeah.
Arizona does not.
Mhm.
Except for the Navajo reservation.
Right.
And so, Bob,
Roger.
I don't know how I keep doing this, but I seem to have two different Zoom meetings. So the one we're on is under my personal Zoom account.
I just clicked on the link in my calendar that was automatically downloaded.
Right. But seems like the one that's in my calendar is different than the one we're on.
Well, probably one of us should go over
Yeah.
to that Zoom meeting and tell them, don't go
Yeah.
here.
That's what I'm doing. So I've got to find this Zoom meeting.
This sounds like the same problem we had with my family chat several months ago.
Well, I originate the Zoom meeting, I put it in Groups.io calendar, and then I just copy it and paste it into to my count. Well, actually, it goes into my calendar automatically. So I don't know
Your
how.
iCal calendar, right?
Yeah, so I don't know 5162. But the entry, so this is March of 2022, and it says the last four digits of the meeting ID is 2918, which is
That's
my personal meeting number. But in my calendar, it says the last four digits of the meeting is 5162. So I don't know how your calendar and my calendar got different ones.
I went into the one that says 2918. I
Okay.
used the link in the email, so.
Well, I was trying to get somebody there when Ridge came along. And I heard him say hello or something, and then I realized I was hooked up to somebody. But I think I last used the link there. And the password and then the passcode that said you had to put in too. You're muted, Roger.
Yeah, I can't log into the other meeting because I'm hosting this meeting. So I have to sign out of Zoom.
If that's going to lose us here.
No, I'm on a different computer.
Okay.
So I won't sign out of Zoom on this computer. I will,
That's something I just learned recently. I could watch two different things on my computer as long as they're different computers. I had one meeting on my laptop and the other one on my desktop.
so let's see here. So I want to get rid of this one. And I want to get rid of that one. And I want to go back to Zoom. And click on my picture and sign out. Oh, switch account would be even better.
Well, while Roger's doing that, I have a comment for Kevin.
Yes.
Kevin, I was blocking you to my email. I
Finally,
have,
after a year.
well, couldn't be me. It must be Kevin. So I finally figured it out and I unblocked you, Kevin.
Oh, cool.
So why don't you just send me an email to thinkbob.com.
I will do that.
This says test or something, and I'll let you know when I get it.
So, well, hello, Helen.
Hello.
Good to see you. And Susan, good not to see you.
Hello, Helen. Long time no see.
Hi.
Cute, very cute. Hi, Helen.
Hello.
Okay.
And then there's Sarah. Hi, Sarah. You don't look like a Sarah.
I just joined you.
Mm.
He's got the right hat.
Yeah, you got the right hat.
George Brett. I'm using Sarah's Zoom. She zooms all the time to Pennsylvania, so I put Sarah Zimmerman in there.
Well, you can click on the little three dots at the upper corner of your thumbnail, and one of the choices should be,
The bottom choice will be rename.
yes, rename, the bottom choice. And then you can put in your own name. And then when you restart Zoom,
Three dots above.
it'll go back to Sarah.
It says upper right-hand corner of the recording, or I can't.
Right-hand corner of
Click on your name.
Of your
Oh, on the Zimmerman. Okay, I see him now. Okay, on my picture. Okay, rename. Okay, I'll put my name in there now. Whoops, hit the wrong thing.
A whoops is okay, except if you're a dentist or a hairstylist.
Or nuclear bomb technician.
Well, yeah, that too.
My 89th birthday was March the 6th. So
Oh, happy birthday.
I'm lucky to be here. Thank you very much.
And thank you for your service, I'm sure, since you're that age.
Yeah. I was for sure 24 years.
Hey, George, this is Jerry Cedarquist.
Hey, good,
Great
good.
to see you.
You have to sit up a little bit. You're sitting low. I'll just move my screen down. We'll look at you. No, you're not Jerry Cedarquist. You're fooling me, but that's okay.
Bob, did you get the email yet?
Let me check. Yes, I did.
Cool. I didn't get a bounce back, so that.
Evidently, it went through.
When did this start happening? What, 4 or 5 years ago?
No.
He's just,
Okay, another T-Mug March meeting message just came through. Well, hello, Denny Smith.
Yeah, the one that just came through unannounced is the one we were on. And I can't seem to sign in to the other Zoom meeting, so Until I hear otherwise, I think we're all here.
Okay.
So Kevin,
Yes.
take it away.
Oh, welcome to the Team Erg Ask the Expert meet part. Yeah, I talk much. Does anybody have any questions for Roger since he's the expert?
I do.
You like that?
I do.
Susan has a question. Excuse me.
Go ahead, Susan.
The other Susan Clement had a problem trying to install 12.3. Are you hearing any scuttlebutt about that, Kevin?
Yeah, it's after you do the download, you get an error saying that something was missing, a certain part was missing. I haven't installed it yet other than in a virtual machine. But my guess is restart your Mac and then try to redo the download would help fix it.
Susan Clement, can you tell us what you did? I think you already did that, didn't you?
I did what Kevin suggested and got the same message.
Okay. There's a folder where the downloads are stored. Let me see if I could find it real quick. If you open up your computer and you go to library, nope, it's not there. Not startup.
Updates? No.
It's in the users.
How are you making that zoom in and out, Chris? Is that center stage?
Oh, me? Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah, that's center stage.
I want to see how that sucker works.
Well,
So I
see,
don't-
even if now, the big test is if I stand up. See, will it really follow me all the way up? I've got my iPad on a tilt now, so it's almost flat at 90 degrees. So
Yeah, if you had your iPad eye level, I bet it would work.
yeah, it does. And it makes it a lot easier, because I've always sort of been a little bit fidgety by nature, and which is coming, actually, it's finally an asset as I get older. But it's nice that I don't have to sit here like a robot, right in front of the screen for an hour. And I find it kind of liberating, but.
And Zoom supports that as far as you're concerned. Did you have to do anything special to invoke it?
The short answer, Jerry, is no. I think it's happening at a lower level than Zoom. So Zoom doesn't even realize it's happening. It may be in the firmware of the camera, or else it's sort of, I think maybe Kevin or Tony might know the answer to this, but it's either middleware, or it's like PostScript was for printing, or it's maybe in the firmware of the camera, but Zoom just says, use the camera. And
I think it's part of the, I think it's part of the OS, just like, boy, I forgot what if you remember that script that Apple came out with that splits processes across multiple CPUs in the background.
Oh yeah.
I forgot what that was called, but it's the same thing. It's done at that level of the operating system. And I don't know if there's a way of turning it off yet, but there may be a script to turn that off. And Susan, are you here?
Yes.
Susan Oates or Clement?
Clement, open up your hard drive in your library, go down to updates, and see if there's any files in that folder.
Index plist and product metadata plist.
Okay, get rid of both of those. and then try to download the update again, see if it'll work. And if not, it's kind of buried down further, and I don't remember the exact location. I'll have to do some research later.
It doesn't allow me to delete.
If you right click on it
Oh,
No,
and select move to trash, it should ask you for your password.
doesn't have move to trash.
I'm following this because I'm having a similar issue.
How about if she just select it and hit the delete key? Will that work, Kevin?
It's grayed out.
It's command delete. Try that, or command option delete to force quit, force delete. And again, that's on, I'm on Big Sur, I'm not on Monterey, so
Yeah.
I am not sure.
Let me see if I can find one. Or something that I want
It's-
to delete.
Chris, it's the partial downloads when they're not finished before they move to your system folder. Or to your, I'm sorry, to your applications folder.
And they're in the download folder.
No,
Where are they?
they're buried somewhere in it. Boy, I don't remember. I think it was like, let me look in
Command
my
delete.
map.
Command
Yep,
delete did it because Zoom sometimes gives me an extra installer for some weird step. But if I command delete on it in the download folder, it goes away.
Yeah, that's that Mac Res something. I don't know what that is. But if you open up, it's temp. And then something in there. I don't remember the exact path.
I don't
But
get
it's
any of those options. If I click on command, I don't get the option to delete it.
Yeah, Susan, have you tried dragging it to your trash?
Oh, that's a thought.
I'm gonna try that.
That's
No.
pretty overt.
Doesn't let me
No.
drag it.
Yeah, that might be part of, those files might be part of the original system file, which is read only on Monterey.
I figured I'd wait for the next upgrade, .4, and stay on Big Sur.
You know, it should tell us, it should say when it was created.
Yeah, I'm not sure where those install files are.
Okay, these files, or mine, were created March 9th of this year and today at 5:41.
That's when you install the update.
Well, I've tried to several times already. But I had an error, a weird error message that I can't find to write down. And I think I can't do the update either, but I think it's related to the weird update message.
Let me,
So my solution for that, or what I've been thinking of, is turning off the internet access and somehow restoring back to some other system. I'm running beta and beta 12.3 beta, and I was trying to update to 12.3 regular, and that's
right, that you can't,
do that.
what you have to do is you have to leave the beta program and then go to the App Store, re-download Monterey from the App Store,
Okay,
Right now, only, so 0.3 is the one that's available. So it'll ask you if you want to download it again. You say yes, you download the full installer, which will go in your applications folder.
okay,
And what I would always recommend before you running that installer, copy it to a different location.
okay,
So because when you run the installer the first time, it deletes itself.
okay.
So by having it in a second location, you'll have a backup just in case.
Can it still be on the same hard drive or does it have to be on a different?
It could, I usually copy it, just hold down the option key and then
Can you hear
drag
me,
it to your
Jerry?
downloads folder,
Okay,
and it'll make a copy of it to the downloads folder.
oh, great. So I don't need to turn off the internet in order to do this? And
Can you hear me,
hopefully
Jerry?
No, you
it'll-
don't want to. What you want to do you know how to leave the beta program?
No, and right now,
Okay.
Jerry, I'm
Open up-
having trouble with Zoom chat.
Susan, you want to open up your system preferences and go to software update.
okay. Right now, everything kind of disappeared on my hard drive. Oh, all right, let me see. Okay, system prep, all right, I'm there. What do I?
Okay,
click
go
on?
to software update,
Okay,
and on the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see beta program.
yes,
Click that,
okay,
and there should be an option to leave the beta program.
restore defaults,
Restore defaults.
okay. All right, great.
Hey, Kevin.
And Susan,
for what
when
it's
I find
worth,
that other stuff, I'll get back to you on that. Yeah, Chris.
the last beta, the betas from last week, the release candidate is actually the release candidate. They did not update from that. So she updated last week. It should be the same.
Do you know what the A number is or B number?
It is E230, 21E230.
Susan, do you know how to find that out?
Well, I opened up, I'm not sure. I opened up the
Okay.
the
Do
thing
this.
that says system report and software update.
Okay.
know.
Easiest way to do it is go under the Apple menu to About This Mac,
Yeah, that's where I am.
and you see where it says version number, or where it says, hold on a second.
Yeah,
Version
Close it.
12.3.
Yeah, it'll say version whatever. Click on that, and it'll give you a build number.
okay. I don't actually see a version number.
It'll say right
Oh, I see
underneath.
it. Okay, I found it. It says version 12.3 beta 21E5222A.
Okay, so that's still a beta version. That's not a final
Yes.
build.
Darn.
So if you go to the App Store, download the full version and install that over the beta,
Okay.
and that'll work.
All right, I have a lot of, I ran disc first aid and had a lot of error messages that couldn't, and things couldn't be fixed. That's why I was wondering if I should just erase the hard drive and install over again. Except I don't know how to do it where I don't have CDs or something.
What you do, okay, is all your data backed up first off?
Yes,
Okay, is it backed up on a hard drive or a solid state drive?
a solid state drive.
That helps. So what you do is you start your Mac holding down. Well, first off, is it an M1 Mac or is it an Intel Mac?
Intel Mac.
You restart your Mac or you do a shutdown, then you start it up holding down Command R.
Okay,
And that'll get you to recovery mode. You may have to, depending on your Mac, put in your username and password.
okay,
It'll then you open up this utility, you erase your drive,
right.
and then tell it, then when you quit this utility, it'll give you another option to reinstall Mac OS.
Okay,
And it'll download and install the operating system from there.
oh, great. Okay, let me try that. I tried that yesterday, that Command R, and couldn't get it to work. But
You have to shut down fully and then hit your power button and instantly hold down Command R and hold it down until you see the Apple logo and the thing on the bottom start to going super slow. If it goes fast, you know it didn't catch.
right. Okay. All right, great. I will try that. Thanks a
Susan,
lot.
Susan Oates, how old is your Mac?
I think it's 2018 or 19.
Oh, okay, so
It's a, yeah, it's a 21 inch.
but it's got a mechanical hard drive?
Well, I think, let me look here.
I doubt it if it's a 2819.
Right, it says Fusion Drive, container disk 2, and
Oh.
then, yeah.
It's not the 3 terabyte one, is it?
Actually, I think it might be.
Because I know there was some Fusion drives that Apple did a recall on, and I don't remember if it's recent or not.
Okay. All right, well, I'll give a try to what you've suggested here. And then try the restore.
Yeah, another thing that you may want to do is download a copy of what's Micromat has one. I think there's a program that will check your drive for actual errors.
Okay.
I don't remember if the Micromat one is free or if it offers a demo. The one that I know that you could get that has a demo on it is called Drive DX.
Okay.
And that'll tell you whether you're having actual hardware errors on the drive.
Okay.
And if you are having hardware errors, then you're going to need to replace the drive before you do anything.
Really? Replace it?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, if it's a hardware issue.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where all the error messages were. Okay. All right.
Kevin? Kevin, your volume is pretty loud. Can you check your Zoom volume and turn your mic volume down a little bit?
I could do that.
Thank you, Kevin.
Kevin, being a Fusion drive, is there a way to repair it and reformat it?
Yes. Yeah, you could replace either the solid state or the rotational, depending on which is bad. And then there's a bunch of commands you use in the terminal to join them together to make a Fusion drive.
Kind of scary though.
It's not for the average person. I wouldn't do it.
Susan, I smell a strawberry colored iMac in your future.
Yeah, plus getting inside the 21s are nearly impossible. They're not made to be opened.
Okay. That's bad news.
Have you ever seen anybody do it? Take the screen off, the glass off?
I've done it before, and I've gotten a piece of dust in between the glass and the panel, and took it off again and tried getting it off, and it just was never the same afterwards. Tried doing a memory upgrade, had to take the logic board out to do that.
Yeah, I watched a guy in the repair shop do it and one time, and on top of it, he had a little bit of a disability. And I mean, I was just so impressed because he had a special static envelope that he would put the glass into and stuff. I mean, it just taking off the glass and putting it back on, each of those took about 5 minutes. You just don't like to slap it on there.
No, and again, if you get even the slightest piece of dust under there, it's a pain in the neck to get off.
Well, I have something for the group to invite you all to the very first TMUGAHAHSIG, which stands for the Tucson Macintosh User Group Ad Hoc Apple Hardware Special Interest Group. We're going to hold an an extracurricular meeting to talk about the hardware announcements that we're going to talk about tonight. And we're on the March 8th announcement from Apple and what you need to know to replace the equipment that you have and what your choices are. I know that both Jerry Cedarquist and I have older 27-inch iMacs, and I had a 27-inch iMac before that. So I've had large screen iMacs for probably 10 years, and nobody likes change. And I don't think there's going to be any more big screen iMacs. That's my personal read on the situation and what am I going to do in the future. So there's a whole lot of information, a whole lot of people who want to know, a whole lot of people who have opinions, and we're going to try to get together on that. Roger is going to make a meeting for that, and then we're going to get together and try to talk that through. And you'll get an announcement about it through TMUG Announce. So keep your eyes open for the TMUG AHAHSIG.
An award for the name.
Related to that, what does the initials SIL stand for?
SIL, I don't know.
Single inline?
Jerry Cedarquist,
Pardon?
what does SIL mean?
Silicon.
Oh,
In other words,
Oh,
I get awfully tired of typing out Apple Silicon. It's a APPSIL. That's my shorthand abbreviation, and I'm sticking to it.
they have an app for that.
yeah.
They have several.
And actually you can do it on your Mac for free. Make a snippet.
Yeah, that's right. Just use it, basically a keyboard shortcut. Text replacement.
And I'm sure you have Alfred.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Alfred has really good snippet manager.
Yeah. I'd like to add just a quickie onto what Bob just said about the hardware SIG. I'm I've busy tearing out my hair. I'm pretty successful now, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on. And the way I've heard it explained is that Apple, over the years, and as many years, several decades actually, the iMac has lost its way. And if you stop and think about the original Bondi Blue iMac and what that was and what its market direction was, it's really very far away from, doesn't look a damn bit of anything like the 27-inch iMac with all of the bohunkus hardware and so forth. And what I've heard people say is that Apple, in deciding to get rid of the iMac, the 27-inch iMac, Apple realized that they had lost their iMac way.
Oh.
And that the best iMac way was something like the 24-incher, a small, fun, simple, easy, not that expensive machine. And then they were faced with the idea of, well, what do we give people who've been using it as a big bohunkus professional desktop machine? And the answer is the Apple Studio. So I'm going to be mentioning that again at the Hardware SIG meeting, but think about it. The difference with getting the 27-inch iMac out of the way, the iMac is free to return to its Bondi Blue roots. And then the pros can use a very nice desktop machine.
Hmm.
Okay, Gerald Gifford has a question about iCal. Go ahead.
You know, when I used to make appointments and so forth on iCal, I used to be able to go in to do it. I think I did a right click and I'd get a nice window that said, you can edit this, and I could change the time and I could change the repeating part of it and so forth. I tried that the other day and I can't find that window. What am I doing wrong?
Did you try? Are you trying to find it for a new event or an existing event?
Well, I have an existing event. I tried it even to do with a new event and I couldn't find a place to put it. All I can do is put in the name of the event.
Yeah, and then what you do is you right click on it, or you click on it once, then right click on it and select Get Info.
Okay. Click on it once and get in.
And then right click on it and select Get Info.
Or how about just double click?
Well, nothing's happening. Is that window hidden behind something, or?
Sometimes it shows up on the top left. Yeah, or as Kurt said, you could double click on it. Sometimes that works too.
I think I tried just about everything. I couldn't get anything to work.
What version of Mac OS are you on?
I'm on Mojave until I get my new computer.
On Mojave, what I've seen, when you double click on it, sometimes it gets behind the screen or in the top left corner. Try quitting iCal and then restart it.
Okay.
And then double click on it and see if that helps.
I will try that. Thank you.
iCal have a window menu that you can look at and see what windows iCal has open. That might be
See
another.
which calendars are open. Is that what you mean?
Pardon?
You can see which calendars are open. Is that what you mean? I have birthday
Right.
anniversary calendars and so forth all on there.
No, that's different. I know what you're.
Yeah, but
I don't have Mojave. The closest I've got is.
Just do that right click and there was that nice window. So with everything I could change and I can't find it.
Let me see. Mojave's what, 1012?
14,
Keep track of them anymore. I think you're right.
1014.
I've got 1014.6.
Okay, I've got, well, I just tried on 1013, and when you right click on it, you select Get Info or double click and it opens up in a sub window.
Well, I'm running
And then you
Mojave
click-
on a different computer here. And when I click on an event, it shows it. It may be that your view is screwed up. So under view, do you
Okay, I'm looking at it by month.
okay, well, I think that's the problem. You should be in maybe you need to be in week or day.
No, month should work.
I've done it in month before. I think I tried it in week, or no, I tried it in day, and it didn't seem to make any difference.
Okay, well, I just double clicked on one in month, or I didn't even double click on it. Yes, I did. So I double clicked in month on an event, and a little window popped up, and then.
Where did your little window pop? See, now I'm using two monitors here, and I've got you guys on one, and
That
and
may
so-
be the issue.
pardon me.
That may be the issue. I'm on Mojave myself, and I just opened up inside of Calendar a random event, double clicked on it, and it popped up a pop-up window immediately to the right of the event on the same inside the same calendar window.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then you just click on the field that you want to edit. There's no actual edit button. So if you want to change the date and time, then you just click on that, and then it expands out and shows you, start time, end time, repeat, travel time, and alert time.
Oh, yeah, I just did that and it's all there. You have to click on it to get it to pay attention to you and offer the choices.
So I just made a test. And I'm still not seeing any other window come up when I click on get info.
I did not even click on get info. I just double clicked on a calendar item right in the middle of the calendar and had a pop-up immediately appear off to the right of the event that I clicked.
Any possibility there's a mouse setting or something that I need to look at?
No.
Okay. All right, I'm just gonna have to play with it and see, or wait until my new computer comes and then we'll get rid of it.
Well, if you want, I can share a screen here and show you. Let me make sure it's working the same. Do you ever have trouble clicking? I just noticed if I double click kind of slow, it didn't work. I had to double click really quick.
And I think that's in system preferences. I click pretty fast and nothing happens.
Okay. Well, let me share the screen here real quick.
I went into the calendar and clicked on about this calendar, about the computer, and discovered this at 11.0 for me.
Well, that's what I've got, 11.0,
That looks
25, 45, 5.3.
Okay, can you see my calendar?
I
Yep.
can.
Okay, so here I am on July the 6th.
That's it.
And I'm going to double click on TMUG BOD. And it just pops up here to the right. And then if I want to change something, I just click on the time, the
We
start
don't
date.
see the pop-up, Roger.
There's
Oh,
no pop-up.
Can't see the pop-up though, Roger.
oh. Okay.
Try to share your screen instead of sharing the window.
Okay, let me do that. Stop share. Share screen. And we're going to share
I've had trouble with that.
the desktop.
Is there a difference? I just have
Uh,
share screen here.
Yeah, I'm not getting a desktop option here.
Oh, that must be in Skype. Sorry.
Yeah, and now it just has all the apps. It doesn't let me share. Well, let's see if I go to advanced here. And that doesn't help me. And basic. I could share my whiteboard and draw you a picture, but I don't think that will work.
Take a screenshot, Roger, and then share that.
Good idea.
Cool.
Okay, so let's get rid of that. So let's get, here's a link for Dom's. So Shift Command 4. And we'll open it in preview. And now we'll share the screen and bring up preview. Okay. That's interesting. Preview is not showing up. Am I really in preview? No, I'm not really in preview. Okay, open in preview. Here we go. So I have to close this and
Gerald, by any chance, do you have TeamViewer on your Mac?
Say again?
Do you have an app called TeamViewer installed?
No.
Okay, never mind.
Well, you could do a screen share and messages. Okay, here we go. Preview. Okay, can you see my calendar now?
Yes, sir.
So I
That's
just-
what I remember seeing before, but I can't get it to come up on my computer for some reason.
It always happens for me if I just double click on the event.
Yeah.
Oh, me too.
Is there a way to
that's-
reinstall calendar?
You have to reinstall the whole operating system.
You have to do the whole operating.
Well, there's a way of if you want, you could delete the preferences files and see if that works. Do you know how to do that?
Application support and do that?
No, it's not an application support. If you go to your home library down to preferences, then look for com.apple.ical plist. Or is it calendars or iCal?
It's iCal.
Okay, then you want to look at com.apple.ical plist.
And that's not in the library.
Not in the library, in library, and then inside of there, there's a preferences folder.
Okay, now tell me again how to get there.
Easiest way is to hold down your option key and click on the go up on the menu bar and go to library.
Okay.
And in there, look down for your preferences.
I don't see any preference, nothing. It says recents. I've got.
Okay, you're looking on the left-hand side. You want to go in so if you're in the Finder, so click in the Finder first.
Well, I think as soon as I pushed option, I got Finder.
You shouldn't have. Just make sure you're in the Finder, then go under the Go menu.
Okay, because
Hold down the Option key. You'll see Library pop up.
There's library.
Select that.
Okay.
Now scroll down to Preferences in that window.
And I'm gonna go.
No, I didn't get another window. I have to double click on preferences
No,
Yes.
or library, I mean.
Nope. Just select the library. That should open up your library folder.
And I don't see anything happening. Not behind you fellows or anything. Well, like I say, I'm expecting that new computer by the 1st of April, so. May I just have to live with it the way it is now.
when's the last time you rebooted? I hate to
This
ask.
morning, I do it every day now. I've been doing it every day for a while.
Gerald, can you update your system any higher than what it is now?
Well, I've kept it this way because there are a couple of programs that I use often that won't run on Monterey or Catalina or anything like that. I'm at the highest place I go now. One company's working on an update for the M1s, but I don't know when that's going to happen. But that's a program I use probably 2 or 3 times a week, and so
What
when my
software?
new computer comes, this Mac Mini is going to be my Photoshop or print shop computer. So I can make calendars and greeting cards and stuff.
So don't delete anything off of this old computer until they've come up with their new software revision.
Exactly. I've got a new M1 laptop, and I can't run it on there. They don't have the new one out yet. So it's just something I have to live with. I've lived with the old OSs for a long time because they keep jumping ahead and leaving me behind. They bricked my scanner over here. I can't use it anymore.
Actually, there's software that, depending on the scanner.
Well, actually, I found one, but I can't use it with the Epson software anymore. I have to use it with
Right.
Yeah, I'm using one called
ViewScan.
ViewScan. Is that it?
Yeah.
I have
Yeah,
ViewScan and I
it works
like it.
very well.
Okay. All right, let's move to another question. Logan White has a question about using Zoom on Firefox. Logan, go ahead.
Sure. I've had this happen on a couple of Zoom meetings. Like on today's, there's the link to click, and my default browser is Firefox. And when I click on the link in the email to join the Zoom meeting, Firefox comes up and says that it's not going to join. It can't. Well, I can't remember the exact message, but it just doesn't go anywhere. But if I hold down the control key and click on the link, and then I can say, it says, it gives me an option of opening under Safari, no problem at all. Now, the same thing happened with the U of A archaeology Zoom meeting. And again, I can't open it in Firefox, but I can no problem opening it in Safari.
Well, Logan, why aren't you using the Zoom app?
Yeah,
No, you're not using the Zoom app. It sounds like you're trying to open the Zoom meetings in a browser instead of the Zoom app.
aha.
So
Well, I
would-
have the Zoom app installed. And
Launch.
all I do is I click on the link in the email that says, you know, click the link to join the meeting.
And it doesn't launch the Zoom app?
It tries, actually, I guess it was yesterday I tried to join a meeting and it opened up Zoom, but it was like, it was assuming I was trying to start my own Zoom meeting
No.
and it wasn't joining the meeting I was trying to get to, it was trying to start a new one.
Well, the easy workaround would be just to go into the Zoom app, click on the join button, and then manually enter the meeting ID and the password.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, copy paste for that works really well.
All right. Okay, thanks, appreciate it.
Good luck.
A comment and a question, another question maybe. I'm thinking maybe Firefox, because it has some very specific security things may be a problem. And the other thing is that if I click on the link like I did here today, it comes up in a browser, in my Safari browser. And I have to say, do you want to allow, do you want to allow this to open Zoom?
Yeah,
That's the right way to do it.
Yeah. On the other
Logan,
hand,
you might try just copying the link
yeah,
and pasting it into Safari,
okay.
because obviously Firefox is your default browser, but there's no reason why you can't copy the link and bring it over into Safari and get into
Exactly.
Safari that way.
right.
Okay, but the way the link is set up in the email, it just says, you know, it's got some text and it doesn't really have the link. It's got, you know, click this to join the meeting. It doesn't really show what the URL is.
Well, then you
If
could,
you right click that, you'll be able, you should get a sub menu that says copy URL.
Wonderful. Okay.
Could it be he's running an ad blocker or some Firefox extension that's getting in the way?
It's possible.
Yeah.
It's also, Firefox handles application requests differently than Safari. So he may have at one point didn't have it installed and had it open Firefox instead of the application.
Okay.
So he may have an association issue.
All right. Well, I've got several workarounds to try. I appreciate the help.
Good luck.
I have a problem. I got a message today that said that my computer was infected and they could take care of it. So I
Oh, steer away from that, Tom.
I know, I turned off, I immediately restarted my computer. I have malware, of course, and I have Sophos, and so I scanned with both of them and didn't find anything, so.
Yeah, I had,
Probably okay.
Logan, I put a link in the chat for an extension for Firefox for Zoom. You might want to try that. Also, on what Tom's talking about, I had a client yesterday who was looking for a recipe for a slow cooker for oatmeal and got a pop-up on the web that told them they were from Apple. They were certified Apple engineers and they were going to clean out all the problems in her computer for $299 for 1 year, $299 for 1 year,
Oh, God.
$399 for 2 years, and $999 for lifetime service.
where do I sign up?
Yeah.
The
Run.
sad thing is people fall
away.
for that.
So, and she was, she was looking for a recipe. She wasn't, doing anything wrong. So people are out there hijacking web searches.
I've got a thought. Have you guys done a program on the various accessibility settings for Macs and iPhones lately? Because I do that about every 6 months, and I always find something kind of cool, like adjusting my double click speed or the text size, or adding the home button back in software on the iPhone. There's all sorts of nifty little goodies that Apple's been developing over the years in the accessibility stuff. Might be a fun program.
And you're talking iOS as opposed to Mac OS?
Both. They both have it, and the iPad as well.
Well,
The watch
luckily,
doesn't, of
our
course, but-
secretary Kurt is here, and I'm sure he's busy scribbling away to add those to our list and put your name next to them, Chris.
Well, I could volunteer somebody like Kevin or Tony, who's probably way more knowledgeable than I am. But
No, not. I mess up my iPhone by playing with settings all the time.
yeah, I took your advice and deleted the beta certificate today, or the beta profile. Yeah, I mean, and right away it sped up. This is my iPhone XR. I was impressed. I don't think Apple cares about my feedback on the XR anymore.
No, they don't care about my feedback because they very rarely answer me.
Yeah, have you noticed that? The feedback app is like, it's sort of DOA. I mean,
I know. I used to get a call and it's like, you put in a bug report yesterday. Let's discuss this. Now it's like, I'll call them, talk to the engineers, put in a bug report. They say they'll call me back Monday between 3 and 5, and 3 weeks later, still no call. So,
which time zone?
They know my time zone, so
maybe it's Mars.
Yeah, who knows?
Speaking of iOS beta, is anybody ever notice when you go to download a app, an updated app? On my, I'm using, well, I was using 15.1 on 15.4 on my test iPhone, which is a 6S Plus. So I go now download a new, an updated app, and it asks me to put in my Apple ID password, which I know is correct. And it says it's not correct, and then it downloads it anyway.
I've seen that before.
And then today,
do you have a developer?
No.
The way to fix that, Roger, is make sure that you have under your Touch ID that it's set up for Mac App Store.
Oh, okay.
And then it'll just ask you for your fingerprint.
Okay. Good idea. In fact, today, I didn't do anything. I just, told it which, updates I wanted. And I just ignored the password, and it started downloading them anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that from time to time because I have a developer account. And so and I foolishly used an Apple Mail alias for my developer account, so I could use my work credit card instead of my personal credit card. Really dumb mistake. And there's no way to join the two anymore. So I think I'm just going to dump my developer account at the end of this year.
Smart.
Because they do public beta on everything anymore. I was just keeping it because they're really hard to get now. And I might run into some people who need somebody that actually has a developer account to make the, the connections and stuff. But it hasn't happened in almost 5 years since I retired. So I think it's time to let it go. Save that $99 for something else.
Yeah, and it's not like you get the discount anymore like we used to. I miss that.
And the public betas are on day 2 anyway.
Yeah.
So,
and there's websites you could download the regular betas from as well. So nothing's, all you need to do is have the profile, or the beta profile installed, and you're in the beta program, whether you're a developer or not. So,
yeah.
Does anybody have a MacBook Pro with the touch bar?
I do.
Cute trick. I don't know if you're aware of it. Have you ever, I don't know, do you customize your touch bar at all?
Alert from Microsoft Update Assistant. macOS upgrade required.
You know how you hit Command Shift 4 to get or Command Shift 3 to do the screen? If you hit Command Shift 6, it makes a screenshot of your touch bar.
Oh, that's nice.
So I got my touch bar totally customized, and somebody asked me to send them a screenshot of it, and I was using third-party software, and he says, "Oh, just hit Command Shift 6." Like, okay, and it worked.
Good to know.
Have you tried Command Shift 5?
Yes.
Yep.
I just learned about that one a few days ago, so it's so great.
Yeah, that just brings up all the options and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it sent your picture.
Okay, we promised a 10-minute break between Ask Me Anything and our general meeting. So we're at the point where it'll be an 8-minute break. So if you want to take a break, this is a good time to do it.
Thanks again, everybody.
Chris,
So Kevin, yeah, go ahead.
Do you have any solid state drives that use NVMe externally?
No, I don't have any external solid states.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the problems the reason I didn't upgrade to Monterey yet is as far as 12.1, I haven't tried it after that. There's a major issue with NVMe based external solid state drives.
Oh, wow.
And
did Apple ever use them?
Well, not third-party ones. Apple. If it's Apple branded, it's not a problem. But like I use these things. You know, a gigabit a second drive, but you can't install Monterey on it. And when it's plugged into the Mac with Monterey running, just massive drive activity slows the machine down to a crawl. With 12.1, I was wondering if 12.3 is any better.
Has Bombich made any comment on his blogs or forums or anything about that? He seems to be the most knowledgeable guy outside of Apple on that stuff.
Nobody had. I even spoke to the manufacturer. They were unaware of the problem, but I sent back 2 drives that died because I used Monterey.
Wow. Wow.
And Ridge is singing.
Wow, nice butterfly picture there.
Who?
From Gerald Gifford, it looks like.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
Nice. So I made a great discovery that my 9th generation iPad, which was the entry level one they came out with last year, that is not M1, still Lightning, still got a home button, fits perfectly on the Rainbow stand. I got it at Macworld all those years ago for my laptop.
Oh, cool.
And so, and you know, mail and Outlook and messages work just as well on the iPad, if not better, than they do on the Mac. In fact, if it weren't for the Intel Macs, I think Apple might just drop kick the Mac OS versions of those apps and just use the iOS versions.
Nah, too many people use the Macs.
Yeah. Well,
iOS is nice. I use my iPad mostly for streaming music and home control. You know,
but the iOS apps will run on the M1s, right?
Yeah, but not on the Intel, and I need Intel because I run virtualization.
Oh, right. Okay.
So
yeah, I finally ran across an app recently that was an iPad app that was okay to install on a Mac. You know, because Apple provided that opportunity, but most developers have not turned that on, right? Because they want to have a separate app. And it worked great. It works absolutely flawlessly. I was amazed. Because I think Stocks is basically that. When you run the Apple app for stock quotes, that's the iOS code, I think, that's running on the M1.
That could be. Yeah. I don't know if I'm ever going to get an M1. It's, you know, the new machines, as fast as they are, the i9 is so fast doing what I do, it's not worth the little bit of speed increase.
Yeah.
And,
Well, maybe the updated Mini will be worth looking at.
Well, even then, if I was to go with an Ultra, okay, even though it's 2 to 3 times faster, the most intensive thing I do is video compression. And I do that while I'm doing other things in the background. And to go from 20 minutes down to 10 minutes or to even to 5 minutes, when I do that once or twice a week, who cares?
Yep.
So.
Yeah. Well, everybody was jumping all over the M1 when it first came out because the external drives ran 20% slower. So when I first, I took a chunk of my 1 terabyte internal and I made a folder and I tried doing that with Lightroom with my photography stuff. And it got to be really tedious, you know, moving files over to the spinning hard external drive. So I just said the heck with it and went back to the old system. And I didn't notice any difference at all.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
most of that is sort of blink time.
I have a friend of mine who's a professional photographer, and the stuff he does, he got an M1 Mac Mini, and he says it was night and day over his Mac Pro. And
interesting.
So,
well, some stuff that's native, like Topaz sharpening, Photoshop, Lightroom, they really are faster.
The new Topaz AI, but the thing is, you can't use any external drive you use has to be solid state.
For what?
If you're doing any work on external drives. So rotational drives are basically obsolete these days.
Well, I'm still running them. They work for me, but I mean, I'm just basically opening files or saving files back down again. I'm not actually, the crunching is going on inside the program and inside RAM, I think.
Yeah.
So I see what you're saying. Yeah. If you were doing 3D work or something on a rotational drive, that would.
Right. Or even to open and close files. I mean, again, 1,000 megabits a second is wicked fast compared to rotational. So I back up a terabyte of data on my Mac Mini in 25 minutes. So versus 6 hours on a rotational drive.
Yeah.
So Kevin, have you figured out why they put the A15 Bionic in the studio display?
For Atmos, it's got to be, because it requires a processor.
And center stage as well.
Oh, is that right, Roger? That's it. That must be why.
Yeah. So it's audio, and as Kevin mentioned, and the spatial audio.
Well.
Yeah, and spatial audio is great if you have a single computer
or headphones.
A lot of people I like having dual computers. So I have a Bose sound system so that the speakers are separated in the room. If I had spatial audio and you have 2 of those studios, it just wouldn't sound right.
No, it'd probably get really weird.
So
we're going to conclude recording of Ask Me Anything.